Steve, please tell us about your organization, what you do, what your mission is, and in particular, how does your ministry impact the lives of people?
Our mission at Alongside Ministries is to reach into the jails and the prisons here in Arizona with the gospel of Jesus Christ. We also have a strong focus on transitional ministry, helping men and women to successfully transition from prison back into society. Because of God's work at Alongside Ministries, we really have a two-pronged impact on people's lives, eternal and practical. Of course, the most important is eternal. Where will these people spend eternity? That work begins in the county jails, volunteers going in weekly with evangelistic services. We then meet these people in the state prison system, and through our Bible studies, they become familiar with our aftercare program, which we call our discipleship training program. This is our program that focuses on helping them to transition back into society with the practical things that they're going to need, as well as the spiritual growth that we want them to have to become disciples of Christ. Mentors are the backbone of this ministry. They will connect with these prisoners for 12 to 18 months, generally 6 to 9 months on the inside and 6 to 9 months on the outside. I mentioned practical help. Safe housing, most important. And when they come out, they'll live in our discipleship training centers where they'll be able to get help with their addiction counseling, financial planning, vocational assistance, and the mentors will continue to have an impact in their lives.
So these mentors that you talk about are volunteers that you train to go do these things?
They are volunteers. In fact, we have mentors right out of Scottsdale Bible Church here. And these are just what I call ordinary Christians who are faithful to Christ, who themselves have become disciples and are obeying the great command to make disciples. And they're willing to sow into the lives of these prisoners, and these prisoners become accountable to these mentors. And this is critical because most prisoners have never been accountable to anyone or anything.
So I got to think with you reaching out to these people up front and walking through this process with them, that you're changing lives in the prisoners, right?
No question. The power of Jesus Christ to transform hearts and change lives is amazing. And when God uses his people, and he always chooses, plan A is God always using his people. And as he uses volunteers to engage with these prisoners, to help them learn to live lives as true disciples and to be law-abiding, productive citizens. This is critical because without this kind of help, over 60% of all Arizona ex-offenders return to prison within 3 years.
Wow. So your program obviously stems that tide, right? If someone walks through there and you can see some real heart in what they're doing, they don't go back. Huh?
Absolutely. Of all the women who have successfully completed our program, 0 have returned to prison.
Wow.
Of all the men who have successfully completed our discipleship training program, less than 10% have returned. And so the Lord has had phenomenal success in seeing the lives change of these people and seeing that life walk out here in free society in a productive way.
I imagine there's someone watching this video that would love to be a part of such an amazing program, but maybe they're afraid or intimidated of the whole jail system. Maybe they view in their mind, a big evil person that, how might you calm their nerves as you're speaking to them now in what reality is for them?
We have a great entry-level program for volunteers. If you'll go to our website, you'll be able to find out about our Beyond the Bars events. These take place on Saturday morning every 6 weeks at the Discipleship Training Center for Men. And for an hour and a half, we will expose you to a life of a volunteer and the life of a mentor. And we say 2 things. One is, if we take you to prison, we promise to get you out. And the other we say is that if you go to prison with us, you'll want to go back.
So you allow them to taste before they actually commit then?
Yes, they will actually meet ex-offenders in our program. And in fact, David, you're talking to one. I came to Christ on a cold concrete floor in a county jail cell on November 4th, 1982.
Wow.
And I served federal prison time. And I know how tough it is to return to society with all the labels and the obstacles of an ex-offender. And that's why I've devoted the last 25 years of my life to prison work with a focus on transitional ministry.
Well, Steve, I thank you for your willingness to be open and share with us, and I hope that some watching this video will step out and give your organization a helping hand and help those people in need. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you.